Hi, this is Jack at Bar Mills, and I'm going to do a little quick clinic here on how to choose a color to paint your structures. I like to take the colors that I have in my repertoire, and depending upon what the manufacturer of the paint is, I'll still put them all in order of their colors or random colors. And I put them on a sheet of cardstock with the color swatch and then the maker, the color, and the number. So when I get colors that I picked out for this building, I'll know where to go get them if I need more. The nice thing about these color swatches is when you pick a base color and you pick a trim color, which is very important, sometimes the trim color and the base color are the same, but sometimes you want some contrast. You can actually take these colors and lay them one on top of the other, and you can get an idea, is the gray and the green go together, or does the brown and the reds go together? So this gives you an idea to get the colors that you need that will match and look good on your buildings. I also like to do a little test piece, and that gives me an idea what the color will look like with a little bit of weather.
Okay, Artie here, and what we're going to be talking about is exactly my method of painting walls, the ones that I pretty much use the same method repeatedly when building things here at Bar Mills. And basically everything starts out with the can of gray primer. Now you understand this is an aerosol can. The one I like the most is available at Walmart. It's called Color Place brand. We have a can of that around here someplace. And Jack's going to crawl over and get it. But if you hear that elephant-like thumping in the background, that would be Jack. Thank you, Jack. Anyhow, this is the actual Color Place brand. It runs about $1 a can. And what I'll typically do is when you have clapboard out of the package, it'll be this color, natural wood. This would be the color with some Color Place on it, which is lightly misted. You don't have to drown this stuff. And oftentimes, although it's not done here, you'll see the backs, well, it's done on this side a little bit. You see the back is also colored. It's inexpensive to do, and it helps stabilize the wood. After introducing my base coat, which is gray, I'll typically either dry brush or, in my case, I like using an airbrush, an area of a finish color. And once the finish color has been introduced, I will basically scrape it off. Now, here again, we can go back to this kind of a brush situation, but what you're doing is scraping. In essence, what you're doing, you're dragging the scraper in the direction of the clapboard, thinning out the top color, revealing the color beneath. Now, whatever color you think you're going to have, you're not, because as soon as you start dragging up the color from beneath, things will change. This is a little bit harder, a little bit more less subtle, let's say, than using, say, a fine piece of sandpaper, which basically is my preference in this kind of a situation. Now, Jack has a different way of approaching the same exact technique, and he's going to tell you about that right now.
Now I'm going to discuss my method, which is a little bit similar, but a lot different. A little similar, a lot different. I'll start with the raw wood after I've done all my distressing, my nail holes and my boards lift. And what I do is what they call a heavy dry brushing. That means I'll take about a 1/4 inch wide flat brush. I'll take the color that I want to paint my building, and I will brush it on, but not trying to cover it in a heavy coat, leaving some splotches and some open bits of wood. And then when that is dried for about 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes, I'll go over it with a coat of ink and alcohol. The ink and alcohol does a couple of things. What it does is the parts that are left bare wood, they're going to stain it that gray color, and then it's going to take some of the very thin paint and it's actually going to dissolve it, so that edge between the heavy coated paint and the light paint is going to kind of blend in. So it's not going to be splotchy paint, but it's going to look like it's worn off. The only thing you have to remember in this case is that when you put the ink and alcohol onto the color, it's going to darken it considerably. Now, if you look at this piece right here, this is a blue, but if you look at this, this is a robin's egg blue, which is a very toy-like blue. But as soon as we added some of the ink and alcohol to it and a little bit of dry brushing, it's darkened the color to be a very nice-looking blue.
Now, we know we've been referring to ink and alcohol here, and that can be tricky because there are different approaches to both mixing it and applying it, and there are actually some brands out there that it's already done for you. So the next clinic here, if you flip ahead just one, we're going to talk about the ink and alcohol and how you can make it, where you can purchase it, how it should be used. and hopefully how you'll be able to get results similar to this every single time in your modeling.